Let's go over the future of Star Wars when it comes to President of Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, the future of the Star Wars franchise looks to be very expansive. We have Rian Johnson's trilogy, the creators of Game of Thrones and their set of Star Wars movies, a whole bunch of live action and animated TV series, as well as a handful of anthology films, including Star Wars 2020, which is said to be the KENOBI film. Now, looking at what Kathleen Kennedy had to say shortly after the Solo: A Star Wars Story world premiere, this was actually making the rounds on the internet, and this was actually a correction. So initially everybody was led to assume that a Lando Calrissian movie was currently in the works and is actually slated for a release of 2021, give or take. Now, Kathleen Kennedy, there was actually a misunderstanding with all of this, and we actually did get a more clear view of what Kathleen Kennedy said about the future of the Star Wars franchise, specifically when it comes to Lando, Han, and Chewie. And this is what she had to say. So she states the following: "One day, we would love to tell a story about Lando Calrissian," she goes on to state, "but that's not relevant. It would be fun to tell the story of Han and Chewie." So in Kathleen Kennedy's eyes, alright, the story of Lando Calrissian is not relevant. More so, it should all be centered around both Han and Chewbacca. Now, looking at this, how would you guys like to see a Lando Calrissian movie in the future? Now, I'm not quite sure about a Lando movie per se, though I really do love the character of Lando. He's one of my top favorite characters out there when it comes to the Star Wars universe. Billy D. Williams does a great job in Empire and Jedi. So I think that what would be interesting is if, yes, they do reintroduce yet another Star Wars story that includes Lando. I'm just not quite sure about a whole entire movie about Lando Calrissian. I think that since Alden Ehrenreich is signed on for more Solo sequels, it does make sense to bring back Lando Calrissian. How interesting would it be, though, if they could somehow incorporate Cloud City into the mix, and how, he set up everything right then and there, and how that could very well tie into The Empire Strikes Back. Now, the only problem with that is that it would honestly have to take place sometime or some, good amount of time before the events of A New Hope, because if you're too close to the original trilogy, the continuity kind of gets a little mixed up, where Billy D. Williams looks far different than that of Donald Glover. Though they pretty much nailed it down with some of the looks of both actors portraying the same character, I can see that. They could always age him a little bit if they do want to match the continuity. So if they are to do a Lando Calrissian movie, as Kathleen Kennedy has expressed interest, but at the same exact time, she said that it's not relevant, I think that what they should do is, like I say, we do know that Alden Ehrenreich is signed on for future Solo sequels because he's signed on for 3 more movies. I think that entering Lando into the mix once again and incorporating Cloud City somehow would honestly really not only be nostalgic, but it would really be a great story element to show us exactly how Lando set up everything there and how he, began to run things over there. But Kathleen Kennedy in the future of Star Wars, guys, how do you feel about her running Lucasfilm and everything Star Wars? Let me know what you think about that below. I hope that that quote actually, made things all the more clear. I hope that clarified some things. No, there's no Lando Calrissian movie currently in the works as of right now, but Kathleen Kennedy does express some interest, but she believes it's not relevant per se, and that it should all be centered on Han and Chewbacca, where I guess Lando Calrissian would essentially be just an addition, a supplement to those movies. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about this in the comments section, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon we hear them moans again.